Ladies and gentlemen, that sound can mean only one thing. It's time for the most action-packed entertainment experience in all video gamedom. Please put your hands together, our host for tonight, Gaming with the Stars, Mr. Abdallah Smash. Smash. Hey, there he is.
Okay. Totally got the cue on time. Beautiful job. Hey, let's give a shout out to production. Yep. They're doing great today. Killing it every single day. Hi, everyone. My name is Abdallah. I am very excited. We've got two very lovely ladies in the back that are voice actors from many, many different games, different anime. You guys may know them from Dragon Ball. Oh my gosh, it's going to be a great time. So we're going to be doing something called Gaming with the Stars. We have Dragon Ball Fighters happening right over here. How many of you guys fans of Dragon Ball games? Yeah? Or Dragon Ball anime, either way. We got some Dragon Ball fans right over here. Great, awesome. So we're going to be duking it out and asking the really deep questions while we're doing that. If you guys have any questions that you want to personally ask our voice actors that are up here, we do have a hot mic, and you guys can feel free to line up over there and go ahead and ask your questions. Of course, some things they may not be able to answer due to NDAs, and they'll just comment on that accordingly. So we good with that? Excellent, great. All right, so our very first guest is going to be a very talented individual. You may know her from her roles in Dragon Ball Xenoverse, Fire Emblem Heroes, from Honkai Star Rail to Unicorn Overlord. It's none other than Alexis Tipton. Let's give her a round of applause. All right, come on down. This is great. Feel free. You can have a seat right over here. Awesome. And then let's grab this headset. Put that on your temple. You are ready to go.
Sorry, y'all.
No, you're great. You are doing great. Yeah, right along the back side,
Right.
just like so.
Ooh, fancy.
There we go.
Hi.
All right, say hello to everyone one more time.
Hi.
All right, you guys are very excited for this. All right, next up, we have a very awesome voice actress that has been in games such as Dragon Ball Xenoverse, Fire Emblem Warriors, even Fortnite, and Super Mario Bros. Wonder. It's none other than Dawn Bennett. Let's give her a round of applause.
Yes.
Yay. All right.
I know.
I was going to say, I'm going to
Such
tilt
fancy.
this just a little bit more.
Okay.
All right, you guys can scoot over a little bit.
Oh.
Yep, even more. Yep, great.
Oh no! I got you, Queen. Okay, there we go.
There we go. All right, feel free.
Goes back.
Yeah, right to the back.
There you
There
go.
we go, right on the temples.
And then
Okay.
And
kind
then
of
you
adjust
grab
it
this.
until it's
It's
comfortable.
high
Okay.
technology over here at GalaxyCon, by the way.
Got it?
Awesome.
Yay!
Yes, this is going to be great.
Super
Okay, so tell us a little bit about your experience with the game Dragon Ball Fighters.
Well, when it first came out, I actually played against the voice of Frieza in Dragon Ball Fighters, Damon Mills. I practiced against him and our other friend Howard Wong. And yeah, they were insane. I don't know how to combo. I know how to auto combo.
Well, that's a lot. That's more than I know. That's
Hey.
great.
And
So
me
you're going to be
too.
doing great. All right, and what about you, Alexis?
Oh gosh, yeah, I have never played this game, so this will be really fun. But yeah, doing these video games is always really fun because sometimes, depending on what's going on in them, we get to revisit stuff from the series, or because sometimes it's a rehashing of things that happened in the anime, so that's super cool. But yeah, fighting video games are always a blast. It's just a lot of like crazy reactions and stuff.
Okay, well, why don't you guys go ahead and grab your controllers?
Wait, is it this one?
Yep, you're grabbing
Okay,
this guy. And then choosing any kind of character that you want to see that.
Well, I think we have to play as our characters.
Oh, for
I mean,
sure.
You can. If they're there, feel free. You're not
Heck yeah.
obligated to play as any character you want, but hey, I'm sure we would love to see it. So for those of you guys over here in the audience that are Dragon Ball fans, can you both give us a little sampling of your favorite characters to play? Maybe a little voice sampling of it.
Oh, like in general?
Like in
we
general,
wanna-
like
You
give
wanna
us
stick to video games or
how about anything Dragon Ball?
Anything Dragon Ball.
Anything
okay.
Dragon Ball. Something that you voiced, and say something along the lines. Can you guys say like, "Welcome to GalaxyCon"
Oh yeah.
in that voice?
Oh, well, I can either say, welcome to GalaxyCon, or welcome to GalaxyCon.
Great.
Whichever your preference is.
That's awesome. All right, you're up. And then in which character?
Oh,
For those
Kid
who get to
Trunks.
know.
Yeah, Kid
Okay,
Trunks.
Kid Trunks.
Welcome to GalaxyCon, I guess. I guess it's pretty cool that I'm here, and I'm totally gonna win, okay? Because I'm like amazing.
It's fine if you
I'm
win.
not gonna win.
I don't want to fight.
Beautiful.
You're gonna.
All right, let's see it. Go ahead. Choose whatever 3 characters you
we
need.
get 3.
I think you choose 3 of them.
Oh,
Whatever ones you like.
Oh man, hang on, I gotta get it. Oh, it's pretty cheap. Yeah.
Okay.
Blonde trio.
I was gonna say.
And then I want, let's see, what colors am
Oh,
I?
you
Oh,
colors.
color
I missed
choices
that
here.
part.
Okay.
I
Oh,
want to
well.
make them green.
Go
Okay,
for it.
well, fine. I'm blue.
Wait. Oh, hold on.
There it is.
Kind of green.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we keep on pressing X to confirm.
Oh,
All right.
you know what? No. I'll stick
There we
it.
go.
Ooh.
Usually random, doesn't matter. Question mark in the middle if you'd
You get
like.
to
Or if you want to
I
choose
get
an
to
area.
pick. Wait.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
wanna go.
whatever.
Let's see. I want to go. Let's go to space.
Let's go
Let's
into
go to
space.
Let's go to space.
Okay, so here we go. I'll give you guys a couple seconds to warm up, get
Okay.
some buttons going, and then once you guys are ready, I'm going to drop some of the hot, deep questions
Oh my
that you guys would want to hear about. It's going to be a fun time. Okay.
Oh, are we playing the Japanese version?
Where's the English audio?
We are totally playing the Japanese version.
Okay. So we
change
don't
the settings?
necessarily. I don't know.
Amazing.
Hey, you know what? That's the great thing about gaming with the stars is like we just roll with it. We just roll with it depending on whatever happens.
That's
But
hilarious.
I mean, it's just begging for you guys to actually voice those parts, right?
There you go.
You're easy.
Okay, wait.
All right, yeah,
Get
figure
away
it out,
from me.
figure
Get
it
away
out.
from me. Get away from me.
Okay, so who's who? Alexis, which one are you?
Oh, I'm Go Tank. Thank God, I wasn't
Okay.
trying to attack you. You
So
were
you're-
too. No, I wasn't.
Okay, easy. Your Go Tank's
Oh.
over here. Dawn, you are.
Okay.
Yeah, Tesla,
Okay.
easy.
Okay.
All right, so it's pretty. It's kind of
All
button
right.
mashing.
Yeah,
Should be
yeah.
good.
Oh, wait. Oh, that was an accident. I'm sorry.
Yup.
Oh, that
my
was also
God.
an accident.
You know
I'm
what?
sorry.
There we go. Excellent. Excellent. All right, friends. Here we go. While you
Okay.
guys are fighting,
Yes.
see if you're good at multitasking.
I'm a child. I just picked you somewhere bad.
All right, here. This one's for you, Dawn.
Yes.
All right, catch this question.
Okay.
All right, so it's an origin story question. So,
Okay.
what drew you into the world of voice acting, and how did you get started in the industry?
Oh, okay.
This is for Dawn right over here.
So what drew me into the world of voice acting is I wanted to be a Pokemon when I was a kid.
You wanted to be a Pokemon.
I wanted to be Pikachu so bad, and I thought I was pretty good at it. I wanted
Oh,
to be
really good
Pikachu.
Pikachu.
But that job is obviously taken. But, I forget her name, but she's in Japan.
Yeah.
But I read an interview with Veronica Taylor in
the same name over and over again.
probably. I told you auto combo.
How do you do auto combo?
You hit square and circle a lot.
Okay.
All right, so you wanted to be Pikachu.
Sorry.
No, like this is the best part, right? Like I'm distracting her for you.
Okay, listen.
All right,
I
go
don't
for
know
it.
what's
Origin
happening.
story.
I read an interview with Veronica Taylor and Becca Pokemon, and it blew my mind that Ash was voiced by a woman.
Yeah.
And that it was a job. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I told my mom that.
You lied to me about this auto combo thing. It's not working.
Wait, you're hitting.
Press the
You're hitting
menu.
buttons.
Well, no, I didn't. Well, no, but I've been doing it. It's like,
Oh God.
Okay, so you were enamored
Yes.
that
Wait,
Veronica Taylor. I'm reeling you back in over here.
Well, I have a question for you. How do I do like the big special? Oh
I don't
no,
need-
Tesla, my baby.
She's
How
gone.
do you do the special?
No idea.
I don't know.
You just press buttons.
What? No, that's not. No.
I'm the Mario. I'm the Mario guy, man.
What? Okay, hang on
You
a
give me
minute.
you give me Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and I'm golden.
I hit the wrong button. Hold on, go back. I'm sorry.
Oh, you guys are really getting into this now.
Wait, wait.
Like that's great.
No.
Go for
You
it.
didn't wait for me.
No, no. Okay.
Well, you
Okay,
win.
now you got the KO.
Okay, I got
Finish
the
the
KO.
story. Here we go.
Yeah. my mom was like, "That's not a job."
That's not a job.
So she wanted me to go into nursing. I went to music school instead,
Okay.
but I got interested in voice acting there because there were a bunch of engineering students, sound engineer students who needed to work with voiceover. And like it revived my interest in it, like, you know, like over a decade later or two.
Yeah.
How old am I? But yeah, so I started voice acting for like all of their projects there. And one of my fellow peers was like, "Hey, you're really good at this. You should keep doing this." So all that experience working in like ADR with these students at Berkeley actually helped prepare me for my first Funimation audition.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
That's great.
I met Tyler Walker, the director of Fairy Tale, at a con right before graduation. And not too long after that, he hit me up right before I graduated and said, "Hey, you want to come audition for us?" And that's how Frozen Fairy Tale became a thing.
That's
Hey.
awesome.
Yeah.
And that was your first gig.
That was my first, that was my first, not voice acting gig, but that was my first anime gig.
Okay, anime gig.
Yeah,
Got
my
it,
first
got it.
video game gig I actually booked in college while I was, you know, practicing with all these other sound engineers.
So cool.
Yeah.
All right, same question.
What was the question? I was too wrapped up.
You
in
were
our
you were
match.
like really into that. You were button mashing. It was more along the lines of like what drew you into voice acting as a career. Give me like a little bit of origin story,
Oh, man.
TLDR. on
I'm
how
going to
that
make you do
happened.
the rematch because I had to do it.
That's right.
Okay. Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh, like
While you're
answer?
fighting. Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll
We're
distract
fighting.
Alexis
All right.
now.
All right. Well, I lost the last one. So anyway. So yes, I actually didn't know I was going to get into voice acting. I was a theater actor for many years,
Oh, fun.
and TLDR, I got an opportunity to audition for Funimation. I already had a working acting resume, and I put together a very like slipshod voiceover demo
Very cool.
because I heard that's what you needed.
Yeah.
And it was terrible, but you know, got the job done, I guess. And just sent in my materials and was lucky enough to get called in for an audition.
Okay.
And my very first audition was actually for One Piece.
Okay.
Yeah, and I ended up getting cast in One Piece years later, but did not get cast in it at that time, and then ended up getting cast later. But yeah, so it was really cool, and it just kind of turned into this thing. And I was still in school when I did it, and I figured, oh, you know, if this happens, I'll have a cool story, and that'll be the end of it. Where are you? Okay.
Yeah.
And but then it just kind of kept working out, and here I am 16 years later. So
Awesome. That's great. And you mentioned theater before. Give me your like
shoot.
top 3 favorite shows that you've done.
oh gosh, in no particular order, Sound of Music,
Okay.
Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, and probably Avenue Q.
Oh, Avenue Q is amazing.
Avenue
I love
Q is
that.
so funny.
That sounds real
Oh my
good.
god, it's so adult.
Very much so. Very much so.
When I had some family coming to see it, I was like, please, I need you to know that this is not what you think it's going to be. My very conservative family members.
Yes, that makes it even more funny.
And I was like, just know what you're getting into, please.
That's great. All right, moving on to our next question. Who's winning over here, by the way?
Oh, I won the first round, but I
Okay.
think she's kicking my butt in this one.
That auto combo. Have you figured out how to use the super moves?
No.
No. I don't know. Just press everything. That's a great thing about these games. All right, let's actually go on to our next question. This one's going to Dawn. I'm going to distract you.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. She's got a little bit more health over here. Let's just knock her out, and then we'll go for it. All right, here we
I just
go.
want to use my super. Dang it. Oh, well, you just killed me. I'm sorry,
All right.
you KO'd me.
Yes, get KO'd. You're
Wow.
still very much alive. All right, here we go. Next question. All right, so Dawn,
Yes.
this one's for you. Here it comes. Now, how do you go about approaching a challenge?
Somehow I did
I don't
it.
know.
I don't know.
A challenge? You mean
There's
like
a
this?
challenge. This is a challenge, and answering questions while doing this is a
Oh my
challenge.
gosh.
How did you approach the challenge of embodying a character solely through your voice?
Oh gosh.
Right? Like, how do you go about doing that, especially with your Dragon Ball character that you
Yes.
do?
Oh gosh. Well, so with Kale specifically, Kale to me is very much like my performance was very inspired by Fred Tatasciore portrayal of the Hulk
Okay.
in multiple media. Oh, I did it.
Yeah,
Nice.
you did it. Thanks.
See, there he is.
Excellent.
But yeah, it was definitely inspired by that, and so I just imagined like hulking out
Yeah.
Hulk is also one of my favorite characters of all time. So
Well, there you go. That's
Yeah.
kind of hand in hand. So you
Yeah.
can easily like embody Hulk into
Yes.
this voice that you already do.
yes.
All right, same question for you.
Sorry, what was the question again?
Okay, the question.
I'm so focused.
Yeah, like overcoming the challenge of like how do you embody the character that you're supposed to be portraying just through your voice? What are the challenges involved with that?
Man, well, there's lots of challenges. I do think that having a really good director helps.
Okay.
So yeah, it's that, and when we do anime, especially, we do have a visual. So
Okay.
The emotions that we see on screen and
Yeah.
the Japanese performance can really help. And how do you switch out?
Oh, you hold down either L1 or R1.
There we go.
Or sorry,
There you
L1.
go.
Sorry,
Okay,
L1,
okay.
L2 or R2.
But yeah, and so but then when we do video games, we usually don't have a visual, and so we definitely rely on the director. But then it's also like when you have acting training, it also kind of helps you read between the lines a little bit, and that
Yeah.
helps as well.
Then you kind of improvise a little bit, kind of ad lib.
Yeah, and
Okay.
just can make informed decisions.
Good.
And the longer you do stuff, the more you kind of keep in your body. You know what I mean? If that makes
For sure. For sure.
sense. So it's not as hard as people think, but that's why acting training is so important. Which button is it to switch out? Oh, I just did it. Okay.
There you go. Oh, too easy. Here comes a KO coming right now.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
These combos are pretty good. Love that. All right, so
Oh,
wow,
God.
looks like you've got some pretty challenging.
Ah.
Attacks right over there. Done. KO. All right.
Okay.
Speaking of even more challenges,
Hi.
I'm very curious of if you guys had a challenging role throughout your entire career that you had to overcome, and maybe you learned something about it. Whether it be anime, whether it be video games, whatever.
Yeah.
Like one of the most challenging voice acting.
Oh my gosh.
Oh god. I paused to think about it, and then I realized, all right, I'm playing a game.
Yes, yes.
Yep.
Whoever wants to go first on this one, like
Oh,
a challenging
I'm
role. If
trying-
you
I'm
have it
trying
on the
to
tip of your
think
tongue, feel
of
free.
one.
Well, honestly, I mean, Trunks was really difficult because he's a voice match. I'm not the original voice actor for Kid Trunks.
Okay.
I took over for Go Tanks during Kai,
Okay.
and then I did everything for just half of Go Tanks during that time. And then I took over fully for Kid Trunks starting from Super.
Okay.
But it was a voice match, and because this was this like really long running character, it was like there was a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
A lot of pressure. Oh man.
And
at least I got
so
one KO.
tell our audience what exactly does that mean?
So it means that there was a pre-existing voice actor for Kid Trunks, and so when stuff happened, I wasn't really privy to. I think it was just, I don't know. I'm not going to answer for why it
Sure.
happened, but
But it's there.
there was an opening, and they needed someone to fill it. But this was what's called a legacy role, which means that it had been happening for a very long time.
Yeah.
It was continuing, and so obviously they didn't want to change it up and make the fan base angry by completely changing it. So they needed what's called a voice match, which basically meant, hey, can you sound as much like the original voice actress as possible,
Yeah.
so that we can have some continuity. And so that was like, and I grew up watching Dragon Ball, and so it was kind of this cool like childhood coming full circle moment, but it was also really intimidating.
Yeah. 'cause
And I
mean,
was
that's-
so afraid of like, upsetting people and making people mad and like people hating me and, like all kinds of stuff. But, all you can do is your best. And I also was like, well, if it wasn't me, it would have been someone else. So
For sure. Yeah. Someone's got to do the job.
yeah. And
Yeah.
also, I mean, so all of that made it challenging, but also Trunks is just a really weird part of the voice. And so it's very vocally taxing. And so, yeah, he's a challenge in a lot of ways, but it's also very rewarding and he's very fun.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I would say that's pretty challenging, especially if there's already a role that's been established.
Yes. Well, and
And
very
then-
established.
And then
like,
you
for
also have the
years.
fans that are like, well, this is Trunks.
Yes.
Like, this new person is not my Trunks.
Well, that was so funny when Super premiered. And it was like, okay, I'm not hiding behind Kara Edwards as Goten when we do Go Tanks anymore. It's like I'm out in full force as Kid Trunks. It premiered on Toonami, I believe. And I had somebody tweet at me and he was like, you're not Kid Trunks. And I was like, well, you're right. I'm not Kid Trunks. That's an animated character. I'm a human being.
Uh-huh.
And
There we go. That's
I'm
it.
never going to be an animated character. Sorry. That would be cool though.
Yeah.
And then so I said that. He was like, oh, sorry. It's, I shouldn't have said that. It's just, you're right. Like, it's just really hard to accept change. And I was like, I get it, buddy, but you can also like not be a jerk about it.
This
and
is true.
I'm
and I
sorry,
think
like
that's
I'm trying
challenging.
my best, and
Yeah.
I don't want to ruin this for anybody.
Right,
but,
right.
And Laura Bailey, who was the original voice of Kid Trunks, was really sweet, and she made a public, at the time it was still Twitter post, and basically just giving me her full support and her blessing, and that was really nice. And but yeah, so it's been an interesting journey, and yeah, I just hope I'm doing the character justice because it's important
I'm sure
to me
you're
too
doing
as a fan.
I'm sure you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
All right, same question for you. Give
Oh, gosh.
me a story about a challenging role that you had. Doesn't have to be Dragon Ball.
Oh,
Could be
gosh.
anything from the huge repertoire of anime and other video games that you've done.
I think for me it was probably from Persona 3 Reload because
Oh, yeah.
the same thing. We were a whole new cast.
Yeah.
And that was kind of scary because of course, like already when you play anime, you get compared to the Japanese
Sure.
voice actors.
Yeah.
But this one, we're also being compared to the previous cast. So that was kind of scary for all of us, but we kind of just, stuck to like, all right, we're gonna do our thing. We also didn't want to like voice match that. At least I didn't want to because it would feel disingenuous.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like, it felt disrespectful to be like, all right, I'm gonna do, try to voice match them exactly. So we just kind of all did our own thing, and I think what we did turned out amazing. But yeah, it was definitely nerve-wracking for a bit. Like, oh gosh, I hope people like it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's interesting. Now, with that specific role, did you have a choice as far as creativity goes on what your character is going to be, or was that all the voice directors saying, "Hey, you're either going to voice match or you're going to do your own thing"? Like, how much creativity did you have in that?
Well, I don't know if they were like, oh yeah, we like what she did, let's just do that. Like, I'm not exactly sure, but that's how I auditioned. Actually, someone had like when I was looking at it, I thought maybe I could not play her so like what's the word, like old school robot.
Sure.
Like I thought, oh maybe more like modern Siri is now.
Okay.
Because I guess is a robot. So I thought maybe kind of play her like Siri or like Data from Star Trek.
Yeah.
Data.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Data.
That shows you how much I know.
Whatever. Doesn't matter. Yeah, keep going.
But yeah. So like kind of playing it closer to that versus like your traditional robot. And I thought,
Sure.
oh, how would that sound? I think the roles that we book where we take a risk on our auditions, but just do it the way that we think would sound best.
Yeah.
I think.
And then
I don't know. I think that's
what
the
they
most
want.
gratifying to me.
And that's what they like.
Yeah.
That's what gets chosen. Okay, great. I'm going to take this quick pause and say if any of you guys have any specific questions that you guys would like to ask any of our voice actors over here, feel free to head on over to Chuck. He's waving at us right now.
I actually had a question.
Oh, he's already
Hi.
first in line.
Ayo.
He's
Hello.
first in line over here. All right. Hey, what's your name and where are you from?
My name's Chuck. I'm from Chicago.
Hey.
Hi, Chuck.
I had a question. It's kind of a stereotypical panel question, but I was curious your dream roles, your dream jobs. If you
I
could
like
pick
that.
one character to be your I can die now and have fulfilled my dream.
Oh man.
Pikachu.
I'll be Pikachu.
I'm answering for me. What are you talking about?
Oh.
I just need to be Pikachu. Pika. I'm kidding. Go.
Gosh, that's kind of hard because like I think Persona was definitely one of them. I never thought I would be in a Persona game at all. Like I didn't think I was good enough, and then here we are. She-Hulk. Actually, no. Red She-Hulk, like Harpy. Red She-Hulk. I don't know if you guys. You guys know. Like from Immortal Hulk. I want to play her so bad. She is so cool.
With the wings and the feathers?
Yeah,
and
and like the monster face.
Yeah,
I'm like,
there we
she
go.
looks amazing. Yeah, that would be my pick for sure. If they ever adapt that into like a game or I'm getting my butt kicked. If they ever adapt it into like a game or
Yes,
like
go
a animated thing, yeah, red Harpy. I don't know what her official name is, but yeah.
Could we get a sample of what that might sound like?
Oh gosh. I don't know right now. I'm playing a game and
That's
I'm very
right. It's
I'm
gaming,
very
man.
under pressure. Oh gosh, like Oh gosh.
God.
Well, I'm trying to think of like a line that she said in Immortal Hulk, but it's like
Why is he not doing anything?
I don't
There we
know.
go. I'm like, I feel like I'm only dodging you. It's so funny.
I know that she and Hulk and Bruce Banner are on the rocks, so maybe just like I have no husband. I don't know, something like that.
Thank you.
Great
course.
question. Did you want to answer that one as well,
For me,
Alexis?
I would love
A dream role.
Yeah, I would love to voice something completely original. That's
Okay.
so much of my work is localization. Like I would love to get involved in something that
I didn't
like
mean to do that.
I was looking at the wrong character.
I didn't
That
even
is
mean to do that.
hilarious. Oh my god. You know, like something like the Has-Been Hotel kind of thing, where it's like some sort
Yeah.
of like independently created animation that like fans just go ballistic over,
For sure.
and you know, like it becomes sort of like a cultural phenomenon. Like that would be really, really fun to be a part of. What side am I on? Okay, I'm Piccolo. Oh my gosh.
I was
And you guys picked
gonna
new
say-
characters, yeah?
we picked some characters that look similar, and I'm confused now.
Actually,
And I wound up on this side, and I was like, wait a minute.
now that you mention that, Alexis, I feel the same way.
Yeah,
I
just
would
like-
love to be
and
in
something
something like
that-
Has-Been Hotel.
Because you never know what's gonna like take off, and it's just really cool.
Well, I think like the world of indie animation has grown
Oh,
so much.
absolutely.
Oh, I'm gonna die.
Yeah,
No! Only a
Let
little
me
bit of
get
health
one
left.
KO.
No!
Come on, let me get one.
Let me
Oh,
get
pardon?
one. A sidestep over here.
Have, like one.
I love how you picked Ultra Instinct Goku.
There we
Oh,
go.
there.
Wow.
I got my
KO.
revenge. I got
Excellent
my
work.
revenge.
Oh my god.
All right, here we go. Next hot question. Here it comes. So, you guys were talking about new roles, right? You guys had some
Yes.
new roles. Do you have any preparation that you guys do in order to prep for a new role and a new script? Do you go through and like watch all the anime? Do you play all the Persona games? Do you research all the different people that have done that role? Like, how deep do you dive into it before you go into something brand new?
Persona
Well-
games are long.
Yeah.
I know they are. And I mean, you tell me. You
Yeah,
tell me.
Well, here's the thing. So I think a lot of people think that like, oh, the more research you do, the better. Well, to me, I feel like that's very counterproductive.
Okay.
Because if you do all this research, then you go into those sessions with a very definite idea in your head, and then you are not directable. That is, and when I also direct, and I always tell my actors, don't read ahead, don't watch ahead if it's available. I want you to come in and experience this with your character,
Okay.
not come in and think you have this like fundamental understanding. Because if your character is going through stuff for the first time, how is that serving the story if you, the actor, know what's going to happen? Your character doesn't.
Right.
So why should you?
That's great. That's
and
a
not
great
everyone
thing.
agrees with that, and that is totally fine. But for me, I feel like you get the best, most authentic reads, reactions. There's a bug in my face. And he's like, "What are you talking about? Can I be on your panel?" But you want to hear my voice acting audition? Oh my God, you're a director? No, sorry. But yeah, and so like even if there is a bunch of source material, I just think you just get much better reads when you come in and you're fresh and you're there to. And that's another thing. I think a lot of actors want to go overboard on research because they're nervous, and that makes them feel more in control. But when
Okay.
you're more in control, you can't. When you're clutching that hard to your sense of control, you can't surrender. And like the best work comes from the surrender. You know what I mean? And
It's
so,
rehearsed.
yeah, it's
It feels rehearsed.
or you have a very definite idea about how you want to do it, and that's not serving the work, that's serving your ego.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's just my
Interesting
philosophy,
take. Yeah.
but yeah.
And would you agree, disagree, add on to it? What are you thinking?
I agree.
I agree. Okay, that's
Hey.
simple. That's simple. So you're saying that when you're going into like a brand new script, going in blank slate,
Yeah.
is pretty much the strategy
well, and
that
the
you
thing
guys do.
too is that most of the time we don't see the script till we get there.
Yeah.
So we
That's
can't
true.
even, it's not like theater where it's like, of course you need to work with the script because you got to memorize your lines. You got to do like character deep dives because you know the entire show. That's
Yeah.
what you're doing. But for anime, it's a 12-week sometimes, or in the case of One Piece, 17-year.
I was gonna
type
say
thing.
like 1,000+ episodes.
Yeah,
Not
it could
touching
be,
that.
and everything in between. And so that's different because sometimes we don't even know what we're working on until we show up.
That's
So
true.
you can't prepare with the script.
For sure.
So it's better to just be like, all right, I'm here. Let's go.
Love that. Absolutely love that. All right,
Yeah.
we have a question on our hot mic over here. You ready? All right, cool. Right into the mic. What's your name and where are you from?
My name is Cam. I'm actually from Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's an hour and a half from here.
Hey, welcome.
Hey.
Thanks for coming.
I met you both earlier. You're wonderful.
Yeah.
I was just going to ask, I know you mentioned music earlier. What are your favorite like anime OSTs, OP, ED, anime songs?
Ooh.
Oh man.
Flyers from Death Parade.
Oh.
I do like Flyers a lot.
Sunny Boy, which is a show I directed a number of years ago, has an amazing, and like the entire album is so good. It's very unique for anime. We did a show called Gangsta a while ago that has one of the coolest openings I think I've ever heard. There was also a show that came out recently called Buchigiri that has a really awesome opening and closing song. Gosh, there's so many good ones.
The entire Inuyasha soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bought that CD off eBay as a child.
Ooh, I
Dang,
also
okay.
love the OG Hellsing
Ooh.
album. That's got some really cool like jazzy stuff on there. It's like super different. Bakano has a really good OST.
That's true.
I'm sure there's a bunch of other ones I'm not thinking of, but those were the first ones that came to mind.
Great question. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
All right. We had another one. Come on up. What's your name and where are you from?
My name's Isaac. I'm from Yukon.
Cool.
Welcome.
Cool.
So I had a question. What's a good way to get into voice acting? Yes.
Repeat that one more time.
What's a good way to get into voice acting?
What's some advice for aspiring young voice actors? What's a good way to get into it?
I mean, and I've been recommending this to everyone who's come up to the table about it. I want to be a voiceactor.com.
Yes.
It is like the Wikipedia of like voice acting resources.
There's
like
a lot
there's
of
so much on
time
there.
and a lot of love that went
Uh-huh.
into compiling all of that.
Do you know D. Bradley Baker at all? Do you guys know him? Did you ever watch Avatar: The Last Airbender? He was Appa and Momo. He's also the fish from American Dad and all the clones in Clone Wars and number 4 from Kids Next Door and a bunch of other stuff that's on his IMDb. Yeah, he has cultivated that website over like how many years and has answered
Lord, yeah.
every single voice acting question known to man.
And it's current because something about this industry is that something that was relevant when we got started may not be the answer anymore because everything is constantly changing. But I think most of us have looked over that website and like a lot of people, including us, can sign off on it with like 100% certainty that like, yes, this is an amazing resource. And there is so much information on it. It will make your head spin, but I promise it's worth it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that and study acting. Like a lot of people, for some reason, even though the word acting is in the title, think that voice acting doesn't require acting training, and it absolutely does. But it doesn't matter. You can do community theater, you can do on camera, you can do actual voice acting classes. It doesn't matter. Acting is acting is acting. It's just the format that changes.
Right.
But definitely make the passion about becoming an actor, not just a voice actor, and not just a voice actor for anime. Like, don't pigeonhole yourself. Like, want to do it all, because that's the easiest way, I think, to just don't close yourself off to opportunities.
All right,
Yeah.
thank
Love
you.
that.
Yeah.
Great question.
Yeah.
You took one of my questions. I was going to do that. That was my last question.
I was gonna say, I'm like,
know.
it's like he knew.
Good job. All right, go for it. What's your
My
name and where are you from?
My name is Ryan. Really weird because I'm from Muskogee, which is like 2.5 hours. Usually I'm traveling to California or Florida. So this is the first time I've been actually at a con this close.
Oh, cool.
But I have to ask a question. I asked this to Christopher Sabat, and he's like, if you ever see my son, you need to ask him this question.
Oh no.
So, and by the way, before you get to the question, his answer was Cookie Monster. So I want you to let that sink
Okay.
in. You're on a deserted island, and you have to help repopulate the Earth, and you have to pick one character from Sesame Street. Who is it?
What is this
What?
question? You're on a
What?
deserted island and you have to pick one character from Sesame Street for some reason.
To help repopulate the Earth.
Wait. That's a
And his
little
answer
different,
was
man. To
Cookie
help
Monster.
His answer. Oh, he's like, I'm getting Cookie Monster. He's getting.
That, oh my God, Freud's having a field day with that answer. Oh my gosh.
You can also say pass.
Aren't most of them children?
Well,
Well, I mean,
I
the
don't know.
puppets,
or I'm
usually.
not even sure they would be able to. They're puppets. I don't know. Yeah, pass.
Yeah. Good job.
I'm
I think, dude.
uncomfortable.
Weird. All right, moving on. Did you have a
I
question? Or you
fully
just
believe
okay?
the
Dude's just walking over there. All right, rematch time. We're moving on
Let's
after that
go.
one. We need a palate cleanser. Okay. All right. So here's one of the things that I kind of touched base on a little bit earlier is you have some voice directors that are kind of giving you like what they're looking for. Tell me about how you go about balancing what they're asking for and infusing your own kind of creativity, and if that's even allowed, versus you have to do it by the book on like I want it this way. You have to do it this way.
Yeah.
So have you been in instances like that where you wanted to be a little bit more creative, and how did you go about doing that?
I think it kind of depends on the directors. Some
Yeah.
directors, a lot of directors I've worked with are very collaborative. Some of them are just like, I've got a vision in my head and we are sticking to that. And
Yeah.
that can
Can
be a
I
little bit
hate you,
frustrating.
please? Oh my God.
Yeah.
No. No. Like you have not. Jeez. Why am I bothering?
I'm trying to figure out, but here. We'll both back off and just try to figure out our
Because I
buttons.
feel like
Okay, that's
I'm
how I
not
charge.
hitting you at all.
I can
Okay,
tell
I'm
you
so
how to
sorry.
charge.
Yeah.
You hold down square and X. I finally remembered that.
And then you don't press like all 4 buttons to do the super or something?
Something like
No.
Do I have to do a Google search? I don't know. Anyway, so you're saying that with the amount of creativity and like the ability to ad lib, it's more along the lines of what the director kind of allows, and you're noticing that more along the lines it's collaborative between director and you.
Yeah.
Is that the majority of the case?
To me, like the sessions I enjoy most are the ones where it's collaborative for
Yeah.
sure. And like sometimes there are certain things we have to stick to depending on like the client. So we can't always be like super collaborative.
Yeah.
But I think ultimately a session where the director takes care of you.
Yeah.
Why'd you do that?
I don't know what I'm doing.
That was mean.
I didn't try. I'm just hitting buttons.
Okay. I still want to know how to use one of my supers, and I still don't know how.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah. So same question for you.
We
I mean,
figured
and then
that
do you guys
out.
have an example of where you necessarily had like an awesome burst of creativity and you're like, oh, I want to do this.
Well, sometimes
Right?
like, I think it's common to be like, to tell the director, hey, I have an idea.
Yeah.
Can I try something? And they may go for it or they may not. But I think it also, this is why it's so nice when you get a show that's more than one season or a video game that goes on for a while, because you spend so much time with those characters and you really start to know them. And it becomes fun to be like, hey, I know this character so well. Can I maybe try some stuff, or can I like give you an alt on this line? And I think a great example for me was Kaguya and Kaguya-sama Love is War, because that show was so funny and just so like, the director knew all of us so well as people that like the collaboration was really just flowing. But with so many of these things, especially with localization, you do really have to honor the original intention of the Japanese, and you can't stray too far from that. So we do kind of work in a narrow box with like inserting our own creativity. But when we can, it's really fun, as long as it doesn't, contradict anything that's been set down previously. And obviously we don't want to like change the meaning of something so much that it just, when it's a translation thing. But yeah, and but when you get to do prelay, which is where it's all original and they are animating it to you, and
That's
there's no
cool.
reference material,
Yeah.
like a
Very
Borderlands. I think we were both in the Borderlands franchise.
Yeah.
That is so much fun, because usually like the artist is there and like the people that are actually making these characters from the ground up, and you can kind of have this cool collaborative discussion, and sometimes you'll give them ideas and then they'll put it into the game, and that's
like
really
that
super
sounds
cool.
really cool. Have you guys had other instances other than Borderlands for something like that? Because that sounds like the tip of the iceberg on like the best, right? Where you're just like, I want to do anything and you're just gonna cater to me. Tell me about a role where you had something like that.
Well, it's because I'm trying to break into more like indie animation, just because like I think it's so fascinating and fun, and I can't think of just because I'm under pressure right now. I can't think of a time where they've done something specific to me. Oh, I do remember a time.
Go.
I worked on a game called Freedom Planet.
Sure.
And that was the first video game I ever booked ever. It was in college, but there was a face that I would always make. I'd be like,
Okay.
that. And the creator of the game actually put my character Lilac making that face as like a little Easter egg in the menu.
Oh my gosh.
Love that.
Like if you like button mash the menu a ton,
Sure.
she suddenly makes that face.
Yeah.
So stuff like that, like getting to work with the creators directly is so much fun.
That is
And
so
like
cool.
you get to like hear their excitement because you're helping bring their character to life. I started working on a thing recently. It's going to be an animated short called Musical Pipers. It is for this webcomic called Musical Pipers.
Sure.
And we acted in it. We also sang in it, which was really neat. And the creator Rambu, she was like, oh, because the character I play is Wendy. She goes, oh, now when I write her, I just hear your voice.
Aw.
There we
I'm like,
go. That's beautiful. I
my
love
heart.
that.
Yeah.
My Kokoro was broke.
My Kokoro is
Oh,
Kokoro.
Brokero.
Yeah, we did a number of years ago. We did a VR horror game called Dread Out. It's like Dread Out VR, and it's from an Indonesian company, but they wanted everything to be in English as like the base language. So, which was really cool. And they were kind of they were doing the animation to our English voices, and I played this character. She's called Nurse Demon, but then she's also called the Forsaken Empress. She kind of turns into something else, but.
Sure.
For the longest time, you just hear her on a cell phone. Like she keeps calling you and giving you these like strange directions.
Spooky.
And you think she's on your side, and then you meet up with her later, and it turns out she's not a nice lady. And it's VR, right? So it's all
Yeah.
in first person, and
I'm
she's like torturing you. At one
Yep,
point. It's
I'm
awful.
out.
The reaction videos on YouTube are hysterical. It is so funny.
Yeah.
But she was originally not supposed to have her face be shown. She was going to have a mask, and the developer told me that they liked my reads so much that they were like, well, this is wasted if she doesn't have facial expressions.
Sure.
So they actually animated her face so she doesn't have a mask on anymore.
Okay.
And it's like, yeah, so originally her face was just going to be covered, and now it's like, oh no, you just gave us like so much to work with that we just had to show her face. And it was like, that's so cool.
Great. Now, is her face your face?
No.
Okay. Like they didn't do anything like
I've
that,
been
like
told
mocap or anything.
No, I've been
Okay.
told I look a little similar to her, just not in the hair, but in the face.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know, maybe they looked at my picture. And,
Maybe and figured it
I
out.
clearly inspired some things. With
Inspired
my
by.
reads, but I don't know if I influenced what she looks like.
Sure.
No.
That sounds so great. This is going to be our last question right over here.
Yeah. Hi.
What's your name and where are you from? Into the mic.
Hi, my name is Aiden, and I'm from Wichita, Kansas.
Welcome.
Oh, cool. Oh my gosh, wait, did you say Wichita?
Yeah.
That's where I was born.
Oh, really?
I lived there for 9 years.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah. So I was just gonna ask, like, what are your favorite like shows / like video games and/or it can be current, it can be like all time, like.
Okay.
Oh.
All-time favorite show, all-time favorite video game. Who wants to go first?
Oh,
That's
man,
me.
that's
Hey, blame this guy.
Okay, let's choose like a couple. We'll choose a
Okay.
couple. No
okay.
particular order, whatever you think of.
Top 3.
Gosh. Oh, top 3.
Oh, gosh.
Ooh, okay.
Did you want one or did you
Okay.
want 3?
I've got 3. These are the first 3 that no games.
Okay.
That like
Okay,
are
3
my
games.
that just came to mind. They're not my only favorites. In no particular order, Alice the Madness Returns,
Ooh.
Rhapsody a Musical Adventure,
Aw.
and Final Fantasy 9. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Cool.
All right. Only because I haven't finished 3 yet. Internet, don't judge me. Persona 5. Love Persona 5. Stardew Valley. It's really good. Oh gosh, what's the last one? Ooh. Oh no, I have a tie.
Oh, well,
Screw it. I'm saying a tie. Okay. Spiritfarer. If you want to cry.
Oh, that one's sad.
Oh my
That's a sad one.
God,
Yeah.
rip my heart out and stomp on it. And Night in the Woods. Wait, and Undertale.
And Undertale. You just keep going, man.
And
It's gaming with the
Deltarune.
stars.
And Fatal
Keep
Frame
going.
2 for me. Okay.
And Portal.
Hey.
Oh, Portal's so good.
Oh man, I also love Final Fantasy 7.
Yes.
Let me see. And then shows. Are we talking
Oh,
like
no.
real, like live action or animated?
Shows anything.
Anything goes.
No, you need to
Anything.
help us narrow it
Goes.
down.
Give
All right,
me
you know what? Favorite anime. Favorite anime.
Animated.
anime.
Okay. Oh, anime. Okay. Love me some Rurouni Kenshin. It's one of my favorite shows. Love. Oh God, there's so many good ones. I'm revisiting a show that I used to love right now called Bubblegum Crisis Tokyo 2040. Super good. Oh my gosh, I'm going through my collection in my head.
It's a hard question.
Oh, Fruits Basket. That's another good one too.
Ooh.
But then there's many others.
So, Yu-Gi-Oh!
Hey.
The 4Kids dub.
Yeah.
Oh, I grew up with them. Listen, I grew up with them. But that's the thing too. Like, I grew up with the 4Kids dub, and then later I bought like the sub on eBay again, and I loved both of them.
Yeah.
What else? Inuyasha. We already talked about Inuyasha.
Sure,
Inuyasha is lovely. Panty and stocking. Let's go.
Hey.
Yeah, and a runner-up, Nichijou.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Love to hear that. Awesome question. Thank you so much. All
Thank
right,
you
so
very much.
that is going to wrap up our time. Before we go, I want you guys to plug whatever you guys are working on, right?
Ooh.
What you guys are working on, what are your socials so that everyone at home can follow you, and anything else you want to say before we sign off.
Oh. All right. I got announced in a few new things recently. Besides Persona 3 Reload, which you guys should all play. I play Aegis. The Answer DLC is coming out in September. Oh, I can't wait to crush you guys emotionally. And then besides that, Musical Pipers, please check that out. Check out the webcomic. The animated short is still in development. It's going to be amazing. And then I just got announced as this character Palm in the musical video game platformer Billy Bust Up. So yeah, go check that out.
And what are your socials?
Yeah, socials. Where's everyone
Oopsie.
going to follow you at?
At Dawn M. Bennett VA. I know the M isn't on the screen, but yes, Dawn M. Bennett VA. The other Dawn Bennett is also a voice actor, and we need to fight. So
There can only
don't
be
look
one.
don't look up the things if you're a child.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in a few simuldubs with Crunchyroll right now. Data Live Season 5 is out currently. That Time I Got Reincarnated is a Slime Season 3. I'm Kurumi in Data Live and Hinata in Slime. There's a couple other simuldubs that I am blanking on their names. But Natsume's Book of Friends is still ongoing. I voice Reiko in that. I'm sitting on about 10 video game announcements that I can't talk about yet.
Ooh, that's exciting.
And I'm also currently, normally I just direct anime, but I've started directing video games. And I have 2 that I can't talk about, but I think one, possibly both, will be very exciting for a lot of people when they finally get announced. So if you want to keep up with that, please follow me on my socials. You can find me on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. Alexis Tipton, VA, as in voice actor. And then I'm also on Instagram under Alexis Tipton Actress. And then I also have a website, www.alexistipton.com, and I post updates on there as well for like conventions and stuff. So
Super
Yeah.
awesome. And you guys are on the show floor?
yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
We will be here tomorrow, and then we got to fly home.
All right. So make sure you guys go
Cool.
check them out. Thank you guys so much. Again, my name is Abdallah. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks for hanging out with us and watching some awesome Dragon Ball fighters with our lovely, lovely VAs over here. Have a great rest of the convention, and we hope to see you guys soon.
Okay, thank you all for coming.
Thanks, guys.
Thank y'all.
Yeah. They have the other screens over there. Yeah, they have the other screens.
Rain from the sky above.
It's not fun.